Whether you are on an adventure or at the downtown cafe, your answers are no more than a sniff away. Dog Training 360's purpose is simple: to teach you why dogs do what they do, as well as the action steps you need to take to have better communication, connection, consistency, and conceivability with your dog. We just got done our last series talking about recall and the connections and how abstract come is, and we're going to start into a new series of talking with our interns and our trainers that are becoming trainers and their experience and the overall school. So we have Josie here, and you can find Josie on our Instagram on the Dog Trainers course, and soon to be on Dog Training 360 Josie. So the important thing that we like to do is make sure that everybody has as much hand-on experience with clients as well as the dogs, but also learning the fundamentals and putting those into play. And so, Josie, talk to me a little bit about your history and your life and love for the dogs and why you're heading in this journey.
Okay, so I had Akitas growing up, and they were always the best dogs. They were easy. We had no issues with them ever. Training was simple. They lived a really basic life. And then as I became an adult, I decided that I wanted to get a different kind of dog. So I decided I'd get a Labrador Retriever, which is supposed to be easy, fun, sweet. Everything that my dog is not. My dog is the classic atypical lab that doesn't really like people, she does love to hunt, which is great because we hunt with her. Yeah. But other than that, she's not cuddly, she's not loving, she's none of those things. And she wasn't from day one when we brought her home. And so we had a really hard time getting along because I wanted a regular lab, the lab that everybody knows. Yeah. And she was a nightmare, and she would bite us, and she was causing chaos, and there was never peace with her. So I called Joe, and I said, I need help. I can't live with this dog. It's not working. Yeah. And we went through 6 puppy training classes with Lori, and everything changed. We were able to sit together and be together, and it wasn't terrifying to be around my dog anymore. And through the years, it's been 5 years since that. Through the years, she's become a dog that I love to live with. Even though she doesn't want to snuggle with me, she likes me. We like to be together. We do stuff together, and she knows how to make me happy. I know how to make her happy, and we live in peace now. From there, I always wanted that dog that wanted to be with me and love me. So now I have a year-old border collie, and he kind of brings all that joy and all that love that I needed from my dog into my life now. And going through that struggle with my dog made me want to help other people get through that, because a lot of times you get a dog and you think it's going to go a certain way, and it doesn't. Yeah. And it's impossible to get through it by yourself without knowing what to do. You can try, you can read books, but until you have somebody's eyes on what you're doing, there's no way to fix the situation. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to follow this path. It's just to be there for people, not only the dogs, but for the people who are struggling to have a life with their dog and to do the things they want to do with their dog. So
cool. Where do you feel like we're a couple of months away from graduation, I guess, if you will, and where do you feel like you are at from the school, from where you started to where you're at right now with working the dogs and also the classes and the courses?
I'm sort of in this phase of feeling like I still have a ton to learn, but I'm also getting to the point where I'm feeling more confident, like taking on dogs that I've never met before and taking them out and feeling out what needs to be worked on my own, as well as talking to people. I've done one in-home consultation, and I'm going to another today. So just starting to have conversations with people about their dogs, and definitely at the beginnings of everything, but having gone through the class, I feel like I have so much knowledge that that I just need to be able to break down and convey to people in the right way.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What advice would you give somebody that is thinking about being a dog trainer, and the course or the direction that you would advise them to go in?
I'd say if you're thinking about becoming a dog trainer, think about what you want your life to look like and how you want to help people, because you're really there for people.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you work a lot with dogs, but you have to be able to communicate with people, and if that's not something that you want to do, then it might not be the right thing.
Yeah.
So it's really about helping people help their dogs.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
And I think, there's definitely different models that the dog trainers out there have, as far as, we do all the training and then send the dog home, and to people that do, strictly group classes. And we're definitely unique in the way that we're really teaching people how to train. It's not really, we do take on the dogs, but it's just not to that extent. That we are a business of people, mm-hmm. not a business of dogs, if you will. And our love is ultimately for the dogs, that they have success and that they're happy, but it's more about helping the people help their dog be happy or to coexist together. Sometimes you can't accomplish what you ultimately envisioned, right? I mean, with Lori, you're like, this is what I want, but ultimately that's not what she wanted. And so finding that balance of where now you both find joy in a different way that, brings it all together. And I think that that's really, we can, as dog trainers, we could take a dog all day long and train it. Even if you did not go through the dog trainer school, you could take a dog and figure out how to train it based on your experience. But transitioning and how to teach that, and the thought process of the dog and the thought process of the person, and really molding that together to make it work, I think is more than just being a dog trainer, if you will. Mm-hmm. Shannon, what's you're a part of the dog trainer school, and you get to more or less be the fly on the wall mm-hmm. through it all. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give people into taking on that journey, but also talk a little bit about our course and what we do?
So we developed our course because all of the things out there that teach you how to train a dog that's available to people, yeah. which are nothing like what we have,
yeah.
are really like a little book or a little video that shows you only how to train the dog.
Yeah.
And we were really interested in helping people develop the people skills
yeah.
to teach the people how to teach the dog, and how to have the skills to interact with people, get them invested in the training, how to know how the dog thinks and how the people think, how you have to think as a business owner to run your own business.
Mm-hmm.
And so really we took this little teeny thing, training a dog, and turned it into a much bigger idea
yeah.
Of how to have this as a business that is viable, that you can make a living at,
yeah.
that isn't just focused on this is how you teach a dog to sit, this is how you teach a dog to lie down.
Right.
We teach you everything about how your life is when
yeah.
you're a dog trainer,
yeah.
how to make your schedule, how to cope with getting overwhelmed,
mm-hmm.
by giving so much of yourself to others.
Yeah.
And really as a comprehensive training that covers everything about being a dog trainer, your life as a dog trainer. There's nothing out there
yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
It's a totally unique thing that really, it takes you on a whole other level.
Yeah. Yeah.
It brings your game up
yeah.
to like professional level.
Right.
And that's what we wanted. We wanted to help you be a professional dog
yeah.
trainer that can help people, and that you can make a living that is like viable.
Yeah. Yeah. Josie, what's one of the courses that we've gone through that was so not dog related that totally threw you off?
Our acting class definitely was not dog related and threw me off.
Yeah.
But it was actually incredibly helpful to run through. We did at the end of it, we did some practice questioning
yeah.
of people, and that was so helpful, at least practicing my listening skills and realizing like not to get so caught up in what I'm going to say, but really take the time to listen to exactly what the person is trying to say so that you can help them as much as possible.
Yeah.
But just going through that, and we weren't acting, but we were just
Right.
learning how to communicate better.
Yeah.
And that's something that most people don't do
Right.
very often.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
So a little secret into what's coming up next. I have a really amazing friend, and the fun thing about dog training is you get to meet some amazing people, and you get some amazing contacts. And we have our dog family, but this friend is not through the dog training world. He's actually somebody that I'm looking into potentially creating a dog food line with, and he is in the business of beef. And he's got an amazing company, and he is like the best at shoestring marketing out of anybody I have ever seen. I mean, watching him at the farmer's market it's very intimidating. It's very scary. So a little snippet, Josie gets the sneak peek into what's coming up sooner than later, because the markets are going to start shutting down, and so we're going to add this in a little bit. But we're going to have a contest working for Ben at the markets, and see who can sell the most beef jerky, because that's what he sells in the markets. Mm-hmm. He sells beef and different cuts of beef and his beef jerky line. And so we're going to have a contest to see who can sell the most beef jerky at the different markets, which totally puts you out of an element. This is not dog related, but you have to get out there and hustle. When you watch Ben, he's like talking to people, and he's totally like, he's grown his business through shoestring marketing on taste what I have to sell. And then he goes into the whole spiel of grass-fed beef and how he helps local ranchers continue to stay in just even past of the sell of the cows, and how he markets them. And it really has, his business has grown, and he's got some big goals, but he doesn't stop. And it was super fun to watch him this last weekend sell. And so I thought, when we go into homes, we want people to taste what we have to offer. We want to be able to communicate and get people so excited about training their dog, that if we can get people excited about beef jerky and sell beef jerky, we can go in and get people excited about who we are and what we have to offer them, and how we can take their goals and make it come to life with their dogs. And so that's our next little, I got to get it scheduled in, but that's our next little, between all the students that we're gonna go in and have a little competition with, to see who, and we've got some big things, actually some big prizes with it that's out there. So so we're not just a business that goes, okay, Josie, here's how you teach your dog how to sit, here's how you teach a dog how to down, and you get constant support through your journey with us. So it's not something that you just are done and now you're on your own and good luck. It's a real community of dog trainers that we're really wanting to build and build out.
Because the other thing that's cool about it is you go through it with other trainers at the same time.
Right,
so
right.
We're just not teaching Josie individually. We have a whole class of trainers, and that's a community that they can lean on each other and ask each other questions and grow together and find support in each other as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Anything else, Josie?
That's it. I'm just happy to be here, learning a lot. And if you're interested, just keep researching and follow us, and you'll learn a lot. So.
I'm excited. There's some of the students in the class that, I've always, Shannon kind of knows this about me, like if I get somebody that I know, if they're in the right place in their life, like, you're a dog trainer, and I just feel it in people of, yep, you're a dog trainer. And I've had many go through training with me, and they sometimes it's not the right time for them. Sometimes it's that they find out that they don't want to work with people, and so I help them actually find a job that's just specifically working with dogs. I've done that many times where they're just like, I can't do the people thing. Which is fine, but sometimes you don't know that until you get into it, and you're like, oh, yeah, we can't do the people thing, and sometimes it's just a change in their people's pace, that they just want something different. But it's very true when it comes down to it that the hardest thing is the people, and that's where a lot of trainers will fail in their business, is not really wanting to work with people, or that people break you down to the point that you just don't want to be a part of it. And that's something that I've never gone in that direction. I've always really enjoyed people. I find it very fascinating to watch people with their dogs and their relationship. I don't always agree with it, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I love that part of it. And so, and that's what, for school, that's how everybody's just like, you just have to love people for people. And the dogs are so amazing that they can fit into our weird people life. And it's just helping find that balance with them.